You are listening to Get a Room with Alana and Evan McBee.
What's up, Alana?
Hi, Evan.
Coca Cola is poison.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, you know who said that?
My grandmother?
Yeah, and maybe also Tom Brady.
Yeah, and he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. That's the crazy part.
And that's why people are so upset.
Yeah, because Tom Brady just calls it like it is. He's got the perfect spiral.
Right.
But this was, he had an interview on the Dennis and Callahan morning show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure exactly what market that's in, but maybe somewhere in New England.
Right. Who
Maybe.
knows?
Who knows? And someone on the show, I guess, insulted because Brady was defending his personal trainer and business partner, Alex Guerrero.
Yeah, I heard that people were calling him like a snake oil salesman because he's interested in making people eat healthier or something.
Is that what it was? I like this at this point. It's all conjecture on my part, like why people would call him that, because that's as much as I read was that one sentence.
Okay.
But I would guess if he's a glorified snake oil salesman, it might be because he's selling supplements. That always seems to be something people.
Right.
But I don't want to say without knowing for sure.
Yeah. The really funny thing about him saying that Coke is poison for children is that he was actually sponsored by Coca Cola to promote their water.
Right, smart glaçau.
Yeah,
Is
we
that how you
don't.
say it?
Yeah, glacio.
Glacial.
I don't
Glacial
know.
Watto?
Some job he did at promoting that. I don't even know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, yeah.
But even a long time ago when they came out with Dasani bottled water, which is a Coke water, I told myself I'm never going to drink any water that comes from Coca Cola, just because who knows what they're doing to it.
I would imagine not too much.
But you don't know, like.
Yeah, I mean, ever since we got lead out of water, I feel like everything else has just been kind of gravy.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We don't know what else they could be putting into it.
Well,
They put cocaine in their product for a long time.
Yeah, back when there was lead and everything too.
Yeah.
So that was like, again, the least of our worries. That was totally fine. In fact, I wish they put that back in.
Yeah, everybody's house was clean, right?
Right. I think those two were related. So his actual quote, and I got this from Fox Business. You probably go out and drink Coca-Cola and think, oh yeah, that's no problem. Why? Because they pay lots of money for advertisers that think you should drink Coca-Cola for a living? No, I totally disagree with that. And when people do that, I think that's quackery. And just the fact that they can sell that to kids, that's poison for kids, Brady said.
And he's not wrong.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The phrasing of that it sounds like he said it on radio. It doesn't sound like a coherent written down argument.
Right.
He's not wrong.
We don't have coherent written down arguments ever on radio.
Right, so it sounds very familiar. But it'd be better probably if he did release a statement that was like a coherent written down argument.
What was the other product that he kind of stabbed at? It was cereal, wasn't it?
Yeah, Frosted Flakes.
Frosted Flakes. And he said people are eating this thinking that cereal's a food.
The responses from the spokespeople are pretty good. Did you see
I
those?
didn't see that, but I saw that Pepsi is a sponsor of the NFL. And that they also are like the mama-dad company for Kellogg.
Are they? That might be true. I know that they sponsor the NFL and the Patriots, but they would not respond to comment. Now, someone from Kellogg did respond for a comment.
What did Kellogg say?
They said cereal is a delicious and nutritious breakfast. Numerous studies show that a cereal breakfast is associated with lower BMIs, body mass index, in both children and adults. As a matter of fact, a serving of Frosted Flakes with skim milk has just 150 calories and delivers valuable nutrients, including calcium, B vitamins, and iron.
Well, what I think when I hear that is that they have studies that they paid for. We all know that studies all have different results depending on who pays for the study to happen. So you can't rely on studies anymore unless it's done by like a university and the funding is very transparent that, it's not being sponsored by Kellogg. But also, yeah, there are nutrients in it. There's also nutrients in eating the box that the cereal came from, so
Yeah. But don't do
with
that
skim
either.
milk,
In fact,
yeah,
just skip the whole thing. Although it does have nice cartoons on it.
it's true. And there's
So,
usually reading material on the outside of it.
and that's pretty
But
good.
it's a lazy breakfast, and that's what he's trying to get at. It's not real food.
It's lazy reading material, too.
It's true.
It's not real reading material. You're better off with a book for reading and a salad for eating.
Right.
Something like that. Even the things that they're proving, whether or not they did the studies themselves or in-house or, had them done at an academic institution or whatever,
Right.
they can say they're proving these things, but it doesn't mean the things themselves are worthwhile. Like a lower BMI or body mass
Yeah, they
index.
just found every skinny kid they could that eats cereal.
Well, yeah, all that proves is that they have smaller bodies than other people in their specific demographic.
Right.
And it's like, what? That doesn't mean good.
That doesn't mean they're healthy.
Yeah.
They could have a really low BMI if they have leukemia.
Yeah, there's a phrase in like the exercise community, I guess, called Auschwitz mode, and it doesn't imply health, but it's like being super
Starved.
skinny, yeah, to a detrimental degree.
Right.
So that doesn't like prove anything good.
Right.
But yeah, so Tom Brady he's a lot of people's hero, and now he's my hero too.
Yeah.
For speaking truth
Sorry,
to power.
Kellogg's, you're not great.
No, definitely not.
So, Evan, I think that maybe Playboy heard our podcast about internet sex, and they decided that since it's all on the internet, they don't need to provide it anymore.
Right, yeah, they're no longer a provider of softcore, classy, airbrushed,
Right. So,
no pubic area photography.
so what does this mean for Playboy that they are just going to show silhouettes?
There'll probably be a lot more articles by Norman Mailer.
Okay. Good.
I wonder what it'll do to the cartoons. Like, if they're not going to have naked women in the magazine, will they still have like naked cartoon women? Because they have all those gags or whatever and they're always about like, Henry, I can't believe that you slept with someone at the Halloween party that was wearing a mask and it wasn't me, or something. That would be all the cartoons they're putting out this month.
Right. You had pointed out a really funny tweet. I don't recall her name, but she was retweeted by Joe Rogan.
Yeah, it was Bailey J.
Bailey J. And what did she say? She said, "Oh, come on, you guys aren't buying Playboy."
None of you were buying Playboy. There's ladies with fists in their asses on the internet. Stop.
And it's so true.
Yeah, it's like, if anything, it opens up the potential for me to open Playboy at work, the website, because there are plenty of things. They have, link bait articles the same as anyone else, clickbait.
Right.
But you can't go there if you're at work, and I'm sure that does affect like daily surfing habits. So,
Well, you can't go there if you're at work anyways, right? Because I'm sure that your employer has different rules against what you're able to do on the company internet.
well, yeah, like for example, it's easier. Don't most people have access to Facebook at work?
Probably on their phones, but not on their computers.
Oh, right. Wink.
No, I'm serious. Like, I know my employer locks out any website that's not part of their internet, their intranet.
Oh, I hear you. Me too. Wink.
What do you mean wink?
Nothing. Wink.
What?
Well, so the general point is just, I think, turning Playboy.com especially into an SFW site as opposed to an NSFW. Because, they had that acronym for a reason. It'll just make it so that more people will go there. They obviously, from a business decision standpoint, just didn't think that nudity was going to be as popular as no nudity.
Right. Well, I think this might be a topic for a different podcast, but I'm sure lots of employers have, they probably frown on having any kind of like sexual themed anything happening at work.
Well, I think you can still go to the chive if you're careful.
I couldn't.
Okay, definitely not. Me neither.
Yeah.
Wink.
Wink. Well, now that Playboy does not have whores or
Ouch.
harlots or people with lowered morals
Oh,
on their pages,
it's very religiocentric of you.
let's go ahead and start looking at people that are. And what better than politicians?
You're talking about people with loose morals?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know who I'm talking about. The people who like to get blowies from other dudes in the bathroom, but then write legislation against gay marriage.
Yeah, that's
Talking
rude.
about those guys.
Definitely don't ever do that one.
Right. So tonight was a big political night.
Yeah, the Democratic debate's going on. Or maybe it was going on.
And I didn't see it, but I just know Bernie Sanders really hit it out of the park.
I guess I've heard that. I mean, I watched a portion of it before we went out to dinner, and it just struck me that all the candidates seemed very. They wanted to make assurances to everyone that they would definitely be violent if that was what was called for.
Oh, wow, that's scary.
Yeah, but they seem to always have a safe political stance for it. Like, I'm not going to be violent unless we absolutely need to be violent. Although I do think that a president should be ready to be violent if that ever becomes a necessity.
Huh. So I obviously was just joking about Bernie Sanders hitting it out of the park.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Because
gosh.
I didn't watch it. But based on my Facebook, I've got a lot of friends that are really, really excited about the burn.
Feel the burn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the burn.
And that's nice, I guess. It's nice to have someone that you want to root for.
You know, it is nice for all of these people that are so, like, Republican or Democrat or Patriots or Cubs or, we've got such a team mentality here in America that it's kind of forced us into this side or that side.
Well, I do think that thinking about politics, no matter what side you come down on, is a good use of your time to be an engaged citizen.
Right.
So I like that we're having the presidential conversation like super early.
No earlier than usual, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just good to start thinking about it. Hopefully people will kind of develop more insight into the issues. Because, well, to me, that's always the important thing politically is like, don't discuss the people so much as the ideas.
Right.
The ideas should be the important thing. And, if you're just going to result in like ad hominem attacks or anything like that, well, that doesn't help anything. But definitely if, you want to rip on somebody, that's fine too.
Yeah, I mean, they can all take it.
Yeah.
So somebody who has been ripped on for decades now is Miss Hillary Clinton.
Sure, yeah.
She's gone through it all. And today you showed me a picture of her as a younger, more gentle, less beat up Hillary.
Sure, yeah. 70s Hillary.
With flowing, beautiful, feathered hair.
Mm-hmm.
And a very charming looking Bill Clinton smiling at her with so much love.
Yeah, they look cute.
So what was that for again? It was their anniversary?
Yeah, I think it was their anniversary a couple days ago.
Wow, they've been through a lot.
They certainly have, and I think they'll continue to be through a lot. It's not my place to say. I don't know them personally.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like the personal problems they would have had before any different than they were in the 90s.
Oh, you don't think?
I imagine that he's doing the same sort of thing he was then.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So whatever her stance has been or whatever, it's like that just seems to be, they have like a functioning thing there. They've been together that long.
Right. Well, I mean, that just goes to show, like, not everybody's relationship is going to be the same as another person's.
Yeah, I don't mean to criticize.
And, if she feels loved and respected and he feels loved and respected, and they've worked it out. Like, who am I to say that they're doing it wrong? Because you know what? They've been married for a really long time. They've become the most powerful family in the United States at one point, and they raised a daughter who is bright and intelligent and seems happy.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I mean, you look around at people in their age group and you don't see that as a very common thing anymore. So,
Well, I'm happy for them. It's like, and their personal stuff's their personal stuff, you know.
right.
That's the kind of thing that you get a room for.
Yeah.